In 2010, I bought my first investment property. 16 years on, we've gone on to buy 14 properties personally, as well as help over 500 clients. And today, I want to share the 5 biggest lessons that I've learned along the way. The first big lesson is your first property purchase is absolutely your most important. If we take 100 Australian adults, only 10 of them actually own an investment property in Australia. Only 3 out of those 100 adults actually own 2 or more investment properties. And when you go to 3 or more properties, essentially only 1 out of 100 Australians actually own 3 or more properties. So that really goes to showcase just how important it is getting that first property right. Otherwise, you will get stuck and you won't be able to grow that portfolio. And that's what I believe these numbers show time and time again. The second big lesson is cash flow beats capital growth. Despite what most experts will say when you're starting out, capital growth is the most important thing to chase. My belief is that actually cash flow is what allows you to build a portfolio. And, you look at those numbers, how only 1 in 10 adults actually owns 1 investment property, and then very quickly the numbers drop from there. I believe cash flow is the reason why. And why do I think that? Well, there's only so much you can hemorrhage cash before investing really starts to impact your current lifestyle. For example, if you're investing in Sydney and buying a property that's negatively geared $30,000 a year, that $600 per week loss really is going to start impacting you if you buy another property that does the same or another one after that. Quickly, you're at a $2,000 a week loss. Where if you focus on cash flow to begin with, and you buy properties that become cash flow positive in a relatively quick period of time, suddenly that property is washing its own face, taking care of itself, and that's going to give you the confidence to go and buy another property and another property after that. And that's what I really believe starts to drive portfolio growth is confidence and ease of actually doing so. Where if you're hemorrhaging those sort of cash levels, even if you have the equity to go again, you're going to be hesitant to continue to grow. My third big lesson is capital growth isn't guaranteed. And because of this, you need to be buying properties with opportunities to create equity. Take the Melbourne market, for example. Everyone's talking about Melbourne being the next big hotspot and set for this big boom. And look, eventually I do feel they probably will be correct. But if you have to wait 4 or 5 years for that to happen, that's 4 or 5 years that you're missing out on compound growth. You're missing out being able to buy that second or third property. And that's why I believe if you're buying property, you should be looking at opportunities where you can create equity in a very short period of time. And there's a number of ways you can do this. The first one is buying a property that you can do renovations that adds value to the property. The second one is buying properties below market value. And I know that might seem like a unicorn thing, but the reality is it is possible to buy properties below market value. Where we're filming today is actually my commercial shed. We bought this property only a couple of months ago for $310,000, and I truly believe the day it settled, it was easily worth $400,000. So that's $90,000 of equity instantly by buying this property below market value and doing our research and understanding the market. The third way to manufacture equity is to find properties that are tenanted well below market price. Maybe there's a tenant in the property paying $300 a week that's been there for 30 or 40 years. And for some people, this might sound harsh, but the reality is if you can move that tenant up to a market value rent, the property is going to be worth substantially more. So that is my third lesson. Rather than waiting for the market to do its thing, which can take time, and even the people that are observing all the data and really feeling like they're making the right decision can still have to wait years for that decision to pay dividends. Where if you're getting in and you're buying the right properties with those opportunities, that's when you can really start to make equity in a very quick time period. And that's what allows you to roll one property into the next. And that's how we bought 14 properties over the last 16 years. A lot of that was purchased in a very flat market. We were going in, we were renovating those properties, adding value. We were buying them below market value. We were looking for opportunities to increase rents. And across those different strategies, we're able to withdraw equity out of one property to move into purchasing the next. So capital growth versus cash flow. Look, like I say, I'd be leaning towards cash flow as that's what makes growing a portfolio easy. but you do need to look for those opportunities to actually be able to create equity along the way, as saving for deposits. It's going to take you a lot longer than a couple of years to save the deposit for the next property if you don't buy well for that first property and have that opportunity to create that equity. My fourth big lesson is find your tribe. The world is full of tall poppy syndrome. People are very quick to cut down anyone with a level of success. Look at all the hate Elon Musk is receiving at the moment for becoming the first trillionaire, where the reality is you need to find people that are genuinely excited for you and genuinely happy to celebrate your wins and push you up to the next level. And typically these people are people that have already done it. They've already built something. They understand what hard work means and what it achieves. Those are the people that I find are typically really excited about your success. There's not a level of jealousy. There's not a level of wishing they had what you had. The people that are further ahead of you, that is the people I'd be looking to spend time with, study and be around, as they're the ones that are going to push you to take that next step. And they're the ones that are genuinely going to celebrate your wins. For me, it was a group of friends of mine that we nicknamed the mastermind group. Over the last 16 years, they've really been there and we've supported each other. And I believe collectively we've grown portfolios far bigger than we ever would have if we'd been just trying to do it individually. So find your tribe. It will help accelerate things and will help push you to that next level. My fifth big lesson is you don't actually need millions to start investing in property. At the moment, there's the 5% deposit scheme that allows people to buy their first home with just a 5% deposit. So you could go out there and buy a $700,000 property with just a $35,000 deposit. If you buy that property well, live in it, do renovations, make sure you're purchasing with opportunities to create equity, very quickly you could be making $100,000, which if you're trying to save that as an individual is near impossible in this day and age. But using that 5% first home deposit scheme, that's a real great opportunity for people that don't already own property. For those that already own a home and looking to invest, there is some amazing opportunities sub 400,000 where with even just a $40,000 or a $50,000 deposit, you can be getting into the market looking for properties that have those opportunities to create equity. And those properties at that lower price point do tend to have the stronger cash flow positions. So you're not going to be massively impacted while you buy that property over those first couple of years. You might be looking at making a couple of thousand if you buy extremely well, to maybe they'll cost you $4,000, $5,000 or $6,000 a year to hold on to in the first year. But very quickly with rents climbing, those properties will become positively geared. So that's my fifth lesson is you don't need millions to get started. There is many of opportunities across Australia in my local market of Cairns where you can be buying at these reasonable price points with strong cash flow that allow you to get into the investing market and allow you to buy properties that will basically allow you to continue to build a portfolio without getting stuck. I'd love to hear out of these 5 lessons what resonated with you the most. Leave a comment below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe. We bring out a heap of property content and love bringing out new videos each week.